Am I the a-hole for breaking up with and kicking my girlfriend out because she went to an after-party without me? I, 24 male, and my girlfriend 23 female, and began dating in college last week and invited me to her coworker's Joe party. I had heard a lot about him in the past, and he and she really seemed to have a lot in common, especially with their taste in music. Apparently, he was an amateur musician with a fairly successful YouTube channel. Joe initially invited only but when she asked him if I could tag along, he said it was fine. The party was on Saturday evening. It was a fun party with about 30 people, held at a restaurant Joe had rented out. Towards the end, though, I wandered into Anne's little discussion group, and I immediately got the feeling that nobody really wanted me there, most of all Anne. It was her, Joe, and a few other people. Thinking that I was just imagining things, I hung around and listened to Joe basically boast about himself the whole time. A little while later, I wandered off to get myself a drink and chat with a few other people. Eventually, the time to leave came around, and I went to find Anne again. Joe approached me at that point and said that he was having an after-party over at his house. I was going to refuse, but then he said, "Sorry man, but only Anne is invited," while clapping me on the shoulder. I first told him not to touch me, and then said she's not going. He informed me that she had already accepted the invitation. I texted Anne immediately to ask where she was. She responded, "Sorry, on the way to Joe's place. I'll see you tomorrow, love you." I asked if she knew I wasn't invited, and she then left me on read. Texts after that were all ignored. I drove home furious. I stayed up all night, and finally walked in the door at 5:42 a.m. I know because I was by the window watching. I recognized the car as Joe's and the driver as Joe. Nobody else was in the car. And waved to him cutely and laughed at something he said, and came inside and acted surprised to see me still up. At that point I flatly told her that we were done, and she had the rest of the day to move out. And was at first confused with me, and then I told her that she can just move in with Joe. She rolled her eyes and said nothing happened. She gave me this spiel about my insecurities and imagination. I said it didn't matter. After this back and forward arguing, and finally relented and sarcastically thanked me for wasting the best years of her life, and finally moved out yesterday, and it was pretty dramatic. She said that she loved me and that I was throwing away everything over a party. Did I do her wrong here? I feel like I'm getting gaslight. She left you at a party she invited you to, went to another party without communicating with you and ghosted you when you messaged her? I am sorry, but she doesn't care or respect you. At least you are no priority and her colleagues seems to be more important. I would never leave my partner I came with to a party stranded at a party and then gaslight him for being angry. Seems you are her safety person, the one who should wait for her and take care of her, and that's it. I wouldn't do this to a regular friend neither, let alone a partner with whom you're supposed to be ride or die. From her comment that she wasted the best years of her life, she is either naive or manipulative. Life does not just go downhill from 23. Even if she didn't sleep with him, she left you at a party without saying goodbye and went to a party she knew you weren't invited to. Doesn't respond to your text, doesn't tell you what's going on, and then tries to downplay your valid feelings. She has no respect for you. You absolutely made the right decision, you deserve better than that. 12 days later. About 2 weeks ago, I came here for moral guidance after breaking up with and kicking my girlfriend out for going to an after-party with her male coworker, who outwardly stated that I was not invited. Just about everyone in the post was convinced that and had cheated on me with Joe. The moment she left, I felt as if I had lost interest in her, Joe, and both of their lives forever. But a couple of days later, morbid curiosity got the best of me, and I decided to find his Instagram through Anne's. I don't know if I was looking for closure or validation for refusing to even discuss the issue with Anne, but I found both. First, a few hours after Joe drove and back to my place, he made an Instagram post about potentially doing a cover for Scotty Doesn't Know by Lustra. The comments were full of people saying he was going to hell, with laughing, crying emojis and the shushing emoji. I recognized some of the commenters as people who had attended the party. At first, I didn't know what it was about, but after looking up the lyrics, it became clear. Here's the first line of the song. Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me do it in my van every Sunday. So yeah, classic is catchy song. But it gets better. I know this wasn't healthy, but I kind of kept up with and Joe's social media. They went full mask off. Another few days later, Joe posted a picture of and sitting on his lap. I could tell that based on the sofa he was sitting on, this was not even taken at the after party, but at the party that I went to. I must have been talking to someone else or in the bathroom when it was taken. I will say that I was severely depressed and, on a certain level, probably still am. It wasn't even really about Anne, but that literally nobody from the party was willing to give me a heads up. Anne and I were publicly dating. We showed up together. People knew I was her boyfriend. But I guess when my back was turned, they were laughing at me. The only thing that doesn't make sense to me at this point is why she even wanted to keep me around as a partner. When I kicked her out, she was legitimately upset. Was this a pride issue where she wanted to be the one to dump me? Was it the thrill of screwing around with her coworker behind my back? Or was this some logic that only the human equivalent of a dumpster could understand? I may never know. It doesn't matter anymore. I want to thank everyone who responded to the last post, and I really want to give a special thanks to those who posted or DM'd me with similar experiences. Without exaggeration, I don't know what I'd be doing right now if it weren't for your comments.